Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learning Sociology with Zuhaib Ali. In today's lecture, we will talk about sociological perspectives. Sociological perspective. Sociological perspective is an understanding of human behavior by placing it within its broader social context. And sociological perspective is also an important because it provides a different way of looking at familiar world. It allows us to gain a new vision of social life. The sociological perspective help us to see the general in the particular by Peter Berger 1963. A sociological imagination or perspective by C. Wright Mills 1959 reveals that to understand connection between history and biography. So now come to the types of sociological perspectives. Mainly, there are three sociological perspectives. The first one is a functionalist perspective, which is founded by Emile Durkheim, a French philosopher. And second one is conflict perspective given by Karl Marx, a very contrary German philosopher. And third one is symbolic interactionalist or a symbolic interactionalism perspective, and which is given by George Herbert Mead, which is an American. Now come to the functionalist perspective. Basically, functionalist perspective is given by Emile Durkheim, 1858 to 1917, a French philosopher. First of all, we should have to understand that French philosopher always talks about the order within the society, the harmony, which talks about the different parts of the society, which they work together to make the order within the society and around the world. Now discuss about the functionalist perspective. Functionalism views society as a social system of interconnected parts, a body with each part of the body depends on the others to function. Now, in this statement, the functionalist perspectives shed light that social system of interconnected parts, a body, with each part of the body depends on the other functions, others to function. Basically, now there is a connection between the different parts within the society. So, it is further explored below in second statement. Here, all parts of society are part of the integrated whole. Means that, as you can see here in the picture, the social order. Basically, you can see there is a family as an institution, education, there is an institution, and crime as an institution, and religion as an institution. And these all four parts are the body parts, make the society in an order. So here it is an integrated whole, means that all the society's parts works together to maintain the social order within the society. And in next statement, a change in one part of society leads to change into the other parts. It is definitely understood that if change comes in a single institution, like in a single part, it will automatically affect the others one, the third one, and the fourth one. So According to functionalist perspective by the Durkheim and other social functionalist perspective, which is given by other philosophers, that we cannot proceed, we cannot make order within the society by making all the efforts by multiple institutions. It is not depends on only a single institution. It is a integrated whole which makes society to work smooth and in an order way. So it will change the society in a better position. And another statement, functionalist, shed light that society is made up of parts like a body. As we can see that in a human body, we can see a different parts works like ears, like nose, like eyes. If some of the parts of the body do not work, if as you like, for instance, as like that someone not see properly with their eyes, then definitely it will affect all the body parts, all the other body parts within the body of a human. So as like that, in the society, there are multiple organs as like human body has. They work to they work integrated together to function the society in an order way. And last one statement, when all parts work, society runs smoothly. It is definitely understood that when all parts of the society work together with harmony, with stability, there will be a smooth run within the society. So it is understood that all the institutions within the society can play a pivotal role to perform very better or the better within the society is to function all the institutions properly. Now comes to another perspective, conflict perspective, which is founded by Karl Marx 1818 to 1883. Karl Marx was German philosopher and he is also one of the very famous personality in sociology, especially in the economics. Karl Marx talked about conflict perspective. Now come to the first point, that there are forces in society that promote competition of a few groups of people for scarce resources. In first statement, Karl Marx shed light that to promote competition within a few groups of people for scarce resources. Before going to start, I want to add here that the German philosophers like Karl Marx, Max Weber, and Gerard Mills, as like all others, German philosophers especially, they talk about the conflict. There is an friction within the society that makes disorder in the society. So this statement also includes that there are some of the forces that creates in competition, a friction within the society on the basis of scarce resources. And in second statement, Marx saw a two-tier system of proletariat which are the working class, and bourgeois, the capitalist, struggling for control of the means of economic production. So basically, Marx here in this statement totally focuses on the two system, two social system. We can say here that two classes is like we in sociology we studied about upper class, middle class, and lower class. According to Marx, there are mainly two classes within the society. First one is proletariat, which he called the working class, or he said also about proletariat that it is an has not, means that who cannot own the means of production. And another form is bourgeois, which he said capitalist, are the has, who are the the ruling class or the elite class basically. And according to Marx, bourgeois is the the owners of the means of the production, and they have a full grip, or they have a, the all the powers, and they can be landlord, they can be the owner of the factory, they can be, and it can be in part of a elite class. So these are the two types of the people which he has discussed about. And this is the basically the two parts which are creating the hurdle or the friction within the society. And these capitalists, basically the Marx was anti-capitalist. He don't like capitalists because he said that the capitalists are blood suckers. And in other statement, in order to make profit, the bourgeois exploited the proletariat. Now, in this statement, very interesting that here Marx blamed the bourgeois about the exploitation of the proletariat. Now, the question is that how the bourgeois class, especially the haves, how they exploit the working class or the proletariat. Now, the scene is that when an proletariat work in an industry or in a factory, the economy has been decided by the capitalist bourgeois, and he not pay properly to the proletariat or the working class. If, for instance, if market price of a labor is just like 500, it's like 500 market price, and in industry or in a factory, the bourgeois pay only 200 to 300 to the labor or the working class. So this is basically the situation which creates an friction or the competition on the basis of economy according to Marx. So this is the major reason that economic or the unequal distribution of the resources is the major cause of disorder within the society according to the Marx. Now come to another statement here. The class conflict It is one of the very famous concept of Karl Marx, and you mostly heard about the class conflict theory of Karl Marx. Now let's see what he has discussed about that struggle between capitalists and workers. Basically, this is the same situation, the friction, the competition, the conflict between the capitalists and the workers. So he has named that situation, this conflict of capitalist and the working class, the proletariat and the bourgeois class. These two classes contradiction creates the class conflict theory, according to Marx. Basically, Marx talks about other forms of concepts like land, labor, and alienation. These are the basic concepts, the major concepts he has discussed about. Now we are totally focusing on one of the very important theories. Here is a class conflict, that the competition between has and has not, and proletariat and bourgeois class. And in last, he totally focuses on economic institution to make order within the society. Our word, the economic institution should have to work properly to maintain social order. It means that now the in the world, you can see here, in today's society you can see the capitalist system. Okay, and he only talked about the economic institution, as like the functionalist perspective was focusing on the other forms of institutions within the society, or the other parts of the society in which the economy was also the part. And now in this context of in the context of Marx, he totally focuses on the economic institution. He said that we have to only maintain the economic institution properly, and we have to leave all the other institutions. They will automatically be be will be fine. And to make order within the society or world, the economic institution have to work properly to maintain social order. In today's society, you can also see here the repercussions within the society. The countries who have a not good economy in today's society, you can see that if a society has an bad economy or the poor economy especially, you can see the imbalance within the society, disorder within the society, and you can see the social institutions do not work properly within the poor states or the poor countries, as you can see in the underdeveloped countries especially. So this is the situation which discussed by the Karl Marx, and he was very curious about the equal distribution of the economic resources within the society. That the he gave a slogan that the labor should be united and to fight for the legal rights of economy. And the another perspective is symbolic interactionalist perspective, which is founded by G.H. Mead, George Herbert Mead, 1863 to 1931. G.H. Mead was American philosopher, and he has given one of the very interesting symbolic interactionist perspective. Now, before going to start, that we have to understand that what are the symbols basically. Here you can see the definition of symbols, something to which we attach meaning. It means that in everything we have attached some of the symbols. And second one is society is composed of symbols. In the society, you can see in every segment, wherever you go, wherever you live, wherever you do job, wherever you communicate, you go through with the symbols. And without symbols, there are there is no interaction and there is no society, and there is an disorder within the symbols without the symbolic interactionist perspective, because it is all about the communication. This is all about the symbols that we has given to the people, and it is given by the society. And in the third statement, a theoretical perspective in which society is viewed as composed of symbols that people use to establish meaning, develop their views of the world, and to communicate with others within the society. Now, here, this statement emphasizes the importance of the theoretical perspective, that in today's society, we all are composed of these symbols, and we have established the meanings of the symbols, and we have developed the interpretation about the world through the symbols, and we also communicate with others within the society through symbols. Like, we have our own language, we have our own perception, and we have our own culture. So in that way, we communicate, we understand others through the symbols that we have internalized, which we have understood within the society. So this perspective basically is a micro level perspective which totally focuses on the similar skill, like groups, like culture, like people to people contact with each other, the face to face interaction with people's one in one. And you can see in the picture as well that how we interact with each other through symbols.